Hello, my friends. My name is Amanda with Manda Panda Projects, and today I have such a cute little craft for you guys. Now, this is not quite my idea because I have definitely seen the Rusty Spring Snowman on Pinterest, and I was inspired to make one. Now, I wanted to make one way back during Christmas time, but I never did get to it, so I decided to make a Valentine's one. I got these springs. They were sent to me in Happy Mail, so thank you to Shelly. And I actually rusted it up with my Rust Effect paste that I just showed you in the video. You can get that on Amazon. If you guys want, that stuff is amazing for rusting. I'm happy to give you my affiliate link if you want to get some for yourself. So I just took some polyfill and then I just basically put it into a ball inside of some muslin, balled it up and tied some twine around it. And you see what I do there. It was super easy. It was a little tricky. My muslin was not quite big enough. I should have made my piece bigger. So as you can see, I need to use the hot glue there it wouldn't quite fit in my ball, but I wanted my snowman head to be big enough because the spring was really big. It had like a really wide mouth opening. Okay, I get that all balled up. Then I measure out how much red fabric that I need for the hat so that I don't waste any. Kind of like put it around the head, and then I cut it from there. And then I just wrapped it around, and then I just glued it underneath. So this is going to be the snowman's little hat. The first part of this, doing his hat, was definitely the hardest part. The rest of this was a breeze. But once I got it on there, it was pretty easy from there. So I just glued it around. I decided to keep the extra muslin on the top of the head. I just kept it. I thought it just added to the look of the hat afterwards. So I just got it all lined up. I glued it, cut a piece of twine, and then I tied it around the snowman hat. I tied it nice and tight here. And I ended up keeping the extra twine and just made a cute little twine shoestring bow out of it. I thought it added a little cuteness to later. Glued up that back, and then I cut it. So I just gripped it all together and I cut. I wasn't sure how long. Oh my gosh, they're doing construction downstairs so you can hear it. I wasn't sure how long I wanted the top of the hat, so I ended up cutting it, and then I had to cut it again. And then I wanted to keep him with a super simple face. Now, it's muslin with polyfill inside, so it's not very easy to draw or paint on. So I just did super simple, a circle for eyes with 2 little eyebrows. I even had to glue a piece of the muslin shut so that I could get a complete circle. And then I just put little white dots in the eyes. I took some cardboard, hand drew a wonky little carrot. And then I don't know if you know this trick, but if you spray cardboard with a little bit of water and let it sit for a second, then the top layer peels right off and you are left with the corrugated part. I learned that trick only about a year ago, and let me tell you, it has come in handy. So I painted orange with my Waverly pumpkin. Then I just grunge it up a little bit, add a little antique wax to the outside of the nose, glued it to my snowman face, and then he needs cheeks. So I used my Apple Barrel Barn Red. I dipped my paintbrush in the paint, and then I wiped almost all of it off, like onto that cardboard there, and then just very lightly brushed the cheeks. And I just kept going over it and over it until it was as dark as I wanted it. I like the cheeks to be pretty dark, so you don't have to do them that dark. I added a little greenery sprig, a little rusty bell to the hat, and then I got these little itty-bitty, teeny-weeny little hearts from Dollar Tree, and I painted them with Barn Red and Bright Red, a mixture of the two together, because I want it to be a little bit brighter than the Barn Red. Mix those together, painted the little hearts. These hearts are tiny. They're like a ½ inch. And then I glued them to the spring, as you can see there on the front, but they were not staying. So I decided to stop and then glue the snowman head onto the top. And then I decided to give it one more try. I thought it was a fluke that maybe it fell off because it wasn't on there good, but no, they were not sticking to the Rust Effect paste. So I ended up using E6000, and I had to hold it there for like a second, but it's pretty good now. It'll take a while to fully cure, but I put them on there a little wonky, a little crooked. Just give it a little extra fun. And time for the bow. As per usual, I made my bow too big, but I think it ended up looking cute in the end. But I ripped a little bit too much fabric. So I did some red and white ticking, the red fabric that left over from Christmas, and then a little bit of coffee stained muslin. And I used my Bodabra, and I I left most of the bow making in, but it's a lot of just doing the same thing over and over. So you just loop it in, fold it, make it into a bow piece by piece, as you see them doing here. So I just layered it up. I did the red, and then I did the ticking. And if your fabric's not double-sided, as you go, you want to twist it so that your pattern side faces up. And then I did the muslin. So you just loop and loop and loop. Sometimes you got to cut the ends off if the tail is too long. I added a little bit of Excelsior in there for extra fun. Once it was all done, I just tie the twine around, push it down, tie the twine really tight, really tie the twine really tight. And then just mess with the bow a little bit, and then I glued it on. I did it a little bit off center to the right because it was so big. If I put it right smack in the middle, you would not even see the hearts. And then it just took away from the snowman. So I did it a little off center. And then I took some, this is not craft paper, but the inside of a wrapping paper roll. So it's a little bit thicker than craft paper. I ripped it with my irregular ruler. And then I ripped a little piece of muslin and I layered those on top of each other. And then I glued another red heart and then a little key. And the key has a heart. I thought this was just precious. Poked a hole, added some twine. I did like a twine loopy kind of bow. I just wanted something on top of that bow. So I just looped it around my fingers, tied a piece of twine around the center, and it's just like almost like a figure eight. And then I just spread the little loops apart. And then I put a little twine hanger on my little tag, and then I just glued that right to the front of the bow, and then finished it off with a cute little red button. One more thing, and then we're done, you guys. I took another teeny piece of muslin, and I just stamped XOXO. Again, I'm happy to give you the links to anything that I'm using here, you guys. The stamps, the Rust Effect paste, the muslin, anything. Made a little XOXO. I ended up adding a heart on top of that XOXO little muslin piece on the top of his hat too. And here he is all done. OMG. Is this not just the most precious thing? Instead of a Christmas snowman, because I was too late in making him, I made him a Valentine's one. And I am so happy that I did because I think it came out darling. So here it is. I just threw it onto that decorative riser that I made the other day. The video for that is on my YouTube channel and my Facebook page as well. I would love it if you would just leave me a comment. Let me know what you think of this. Do you guys have rusty springs? I know you can get them on Etsy. A few creators here on Facebook sell them. Get your hands on some and let me know if you're going to make this. Sprinkle this video out there. Share it with a friend. And I will see you soon. Thanks for watching.